up, everybody? I am James Hake, filling in for Joel Friday TV. How are you guys doing? Can you hear me? Press 1 if it's great, 2 if it's bad. I think it's good. What's up, Joel Friday TV here in the chat? Hey, he says, Hake, gotta hold it down. We are not live on Joel Friday TV IG, just on Joel Friday TV. Hake, you better dance. On YouTube. Shout out to Joel Friday. He had to be out today. And so I am talking about love languages. Oh, yes. The Hake, the substitute love doctor. I shall mend your relationships. Thank you to Joel Friday. I have his little thing here. Is from John. Shout out to John. It says, Joel, the gifted. Follow Joel Friday TV on IG, on YouTube, on X, on other platforms, as well as the Gifted of Dance, Joel Friday TV podcast. Hey, we will take your calls. You can call in. There is one line open, 1-888-775-3773. Make sure that you follow allmylinks.com/Joel Friday TV. You can buy him a coffee. Let's see, buymeacoffee.com/Joel Friday TV. I think I can check those. I can also check your super chats. Hey, we can get super chats on the YouTube. Very nice. So hopefully I will be able to keep up with both of those things. No Instagram. You can buy Joel a donut on buymeacoffee.com/Joel Friday TV. I'll paste that in the chat. And also on that page is his All My Links. allmylinks.com/Joel Friday TV. What did I want to talk about today on the Joel Friday TV podcast before I get to calls, okay? Does Joel care about the Trump thing? Let's talk as Joel might about the politics things that's going on in the world. Trump is under attack. I don't care. I like him. I like his character, as Joel said when he filled in for Hake, when he talked to what I call the snake, what Hake calls the snake from Phoenix, Joe from Phoenix. I like his character, and he's keeping his head up with a good character. He's like, I'm okay with jail. Isn't that remarkable? Trump is okay with going to jail. Then why are you all caught up about it, if you're caught up about it? Some of you guys know that it's just like pro wrestling, and I don't think that Joel Friday is all into pro wrestling or politics, because it's all like, you have to know too much. I'm not going to try to know too much to argue with people. I just know the gist. You get a sense of how people are just by looking at how they are. No, Hake, that's not what Joel talks. That's what Hake talks about. Joel talks about relationships. Oh, yeah. Well, that's that. That's that then. Cheating on his wife with a porn actress equals good character. LOL, says Kevin Howe. First of all, we don't know if that happened or not. Second of all, that was 2005 when he still had bad character. Third of all, he had the sense not to be broadcasting that, even if it were true. Dumbing it down with Hake, yes. Fourth of all, he doesn't broadcast that. He doesn't brag about it. Maybe he used to. I heard that he wrote in books, I went after her like a blank, a B. I suppose he used to maybe brag about that stuff. You know how men get braggadocious about some of their issues? Drinking. I can drink you under the table. Trump doesn't have that problem. I can drink you under the table. What's good about that? Having the S word with a lot of women. What's good about that? There's nothing good about that. It's good to be able to talk with women and deal with them. But it's not good to be seducing them or being seduced by a bunch of them. That's not good. So he fell into those worldly ways like many men do, especially rich and powerful and famous and big personality men fall into that. So he fell into that. But his character has nothing to do with his past. It has to do with how he presents himself. He presents himself decently, tells the truth, doesn't get angry and nasty and mean. Oh yeah, he'll say some harsh things that are funny or that are true, but he doesn't fall into phoniness. He's always pushing for what's right. He's appropriate given the circumstance. When it's time to cuss, he'll cuss. When it's time to be properly solemn, he'll be properly solemn. Think about when that woman died who was in the so-called Supreme Court. I didn't know that. You're just telling me that now for the first time. And this was an evil woman, RBG, Ruth Bader Ginsburg. Let me tell you this. She was a remarkable woman. She had a remarkable career. And I wish her well. Something like that. He might not have said I wish her well, but I wish, something polite and decent and appropriate. And then later, let's replace that woman with another woman. Terrible. But that part is maybe fake, to John in Kentucky's point, if you heard the Hake report earlier. That's classy. And it was genuine. It came off as genuine. And it was appropriate and wise and not just genuine, but kind to an evil woman like that. Nice. You're going to get the TDS people going. Yeah, I know. That's what Joel means by his character. He's just, and it's night and day between him and other politicians because they're a bunch of phonies. Some more nakedly phony than others. Nice. Relationships, real quick. Quick point about relationships, and then I will get to your calls. I have Hake's favorite caller on the line, and some other of your favorite callers on the line. I really like the point that JLP says in Church with Jesse Lee Peterson, and I think Joel Friday does too. Not to try to make it work. Don't try to make it work. That's insane. That's putting her or him, if you're a woman trying to make something work, as your false god. And you know what happened to false gods? They get myrtleized. And I'm saying myrtleized to avoid saying what happened with that TikTok star and his wife, who was very pretty, but who was allegedly sleeping around. And he ill-K her and him. And now he's in trouble. He could have just left them in their trouble and not gotten himself in trouble. There was this story of this TikTok star, Jesse Lee Peterson played it, who was married to this woman, and that just messes up. It messed him up bad. Apparently, she cheated on him. She committed adultery against him. That's not good. It's terrible. And I think in the Bible they talk about, there's a penalty, a strong, harsh penalty, capital punishment for adultery back in the day. Back in the day. But that's not justified for you to do that and then get yourself in prison, because you know murder is wrong, TikTok star. But people are all caught up in that false love where it's just selfishness. And it feels great while it seems great, but that feeling great is, like JLP says, a demon, a false god, a false idol, a false propping up of your self. There is something that happens where the transgenders change into the transgender thing. They start to accept it, and they feel great relief. JLP has had an ex-transgender on, an old guy, whose mother dressed him up in dresses, tried to turn him into that. Grandmother might have done that, actually. Walt Heyer. He said, when I first did this thing, it felt great when I finally accepted it and did the surgery and all that stuff. That feeling great, oh, and their sense of well-being improves. Their sense of well-being improves. That's a fault, just like being with a girl or with a guy. A girl being with a guy being with a girl. Or the gays or the transgenders accepting who they are. It's phoniness, right? That is a... Or when Obama got elected as president, and supposedly, according to Frederica from Los Angeles, the black test scores went up because they had better self-feelings about themselves. That's not a... You don't want to be propped up by these artificial exterior things that aren't even real. Because in reality, everybody's out for themselves. The blacks don't care about one another. Obama doesn't care about you. And even if he did, he couldn't help you. Even if Obama was a true Christian, which he's not. Like even JLP, he can't help you. You have to help yourself. You have to do it yourself. Dead naming Fred. So a girl or a guy or a transgender reality accepting who you think you are, that is not the foundation. That is not a foundation at all. That's a house built on sand, and you'll be wiped out. So that's your relationships lesson. Leave the relationships direction to the Lord. Just maybe do what you want, I guess, but with it, contain yourself. Contain your excitement and stuff like that. There's a whole lot of people getting into mess. And some of them definitely should know better because they're doing it wrong. Like the divorced and remarried people and all that stuff. You don't know Obama's heart, Hake? That's not the point of this. Do you think you're better off alone? You might be. You might be better off alone. Anyway. Be self-controlled and alert. Watch yourself. Okay. That's my little relationships lesson. I don't know if I got my point across very well, but hey, let's get to... I got to get to Jeff in Louisiana. He's been on hold forever. Jeff in Louisiana, you are on with Hake filling in for Joel Friday TV. How you doing?
Pretty good, man. How about yourself?
Doing well, thank you.
Okay, man. I want to comment. I want to give you a Trump story, but two things I want to comment on your last couple callers.
Okay.
Well, one thing I want to call, one thing on you. You're wrong. Kelsey's not a wigger. Kelsey's something starts with a P, but you call her wussy.
Oh, come on. Isn't he a talented football player? But yet, in other ways, he's wussy.
The dude made more money for doing those Pfizer commercials than he does playing in the NFL per year.
Oh, okay. I could believe that. Wow. Really? Is that a fact that he made more money on those? Oh, you can get 2 for 1.
He made $20 million off that Pfizer commercials.
Okay, but isn't... Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah, he didn't make it. He made like 8 or 13 a year in the NFL.
I heard that he's one of the best what is that called? Tight end?
Tight end.
Whatever a tight end is. Don't tell me. Joel Friday. Don't say the W word on Joel Friday's show. But anyway, that was my fault. I brought it up. Okay, so why do you call him a wimp? We'll call it wimp.
Because if him and Taylor Swift ever get married, her last name is Kelsey. His is gonna be Swift.
Oh
the
man,
dude's just a coward, man. He bends his knee to everything progressive say.
Right. Yeah, I mean that's true, but he's young. They're all brainwashed in that liberal world, you know. Like I cut him a little bit of slack for that because he may like snap out of it. Like I can't. Just the simple fact that he's liberal doesn't mean that he's gonna be. Well, you might be right.
But the thing is, he's not liberal. He's progressive.
Oh, well, that's what I mean, though. That's what I mean. Like just because he's fallen for like the. I don't know his politics that much, but I just know that she's for all that stuff. At least she claims to be.
Okay, man. And one more quick thing. Well, actually, two quick things. Did you see this weekend they had a fight? What the UFC fight? Some other fighting things like that.
Yeah.
Down in Brazil, where they got some humongous fat white guy off of Twitter. I mean, he was like, he had a gut that's like 3 times the size of you probably. I mean, like 3 years just in gut. They got him out there and put him against 2 professional female fighters. They got their headgear and everything else. The dude went in there and whooped the snot out of him.
Whoa, I didn't hear about that.
He had no headgear or nothing on. Look up on YouTube. It's on YouTube.
Okay.
He whooped her butt. And this is a guy that's out of the audience that was overweight and out of shape, and these professional female fighters got whooped up on him.
Wow.
Got whooped. But it's just hilarious, that stuff. and before I get my something, last comment is that I don't know if it's John or whoever wanted to criticize y'all for downing women.
Oh, John in Kentucky.
Yeah, you're not really down on women, man. The thing is they all they talk about is equal rights.
Right.
But it's like a buffet. They won't go to it. It's like what they want out of it. It's like this is good, this is good, this is good. We'll take that. Ooh, mandatory draft registration. I wouldn't want that crap.
Yeah.
You know, they won't pick and choose what we get to do. And what's not beneficial for them, they don't want nothing to do with it.
Very true. They don't want true equality and all that stuff because there is no such thing, really. And like, it's against nature and nature's God to be pushing this equal stuff. And you're right. They do pick and choose on what they want equal treatment on, for sure.
Yeah, man, what I called in about originally is you watch here in the next month or two, the big push in the Democratic Party is going to be, or one of the big campaign points is, Trump can't go meet with leaders and all this stuff because yesterday, after the verdict, the United Kingdom and Canada banned Trump from traveling to those countries because he's a convicted felon.
What? And they banned Trump from traveling to their countries?
Yeah, because he's a convicted felon. And today there was 35 more countries that banned him.
Wow. That is funny. That is really funny. That's that kind of just shows you how petty and evil the world is. But yeah, blessed are you when all men curse you, Jesus said.
But you know what I think Trump on, because they got to find some way to screw him to make him lose. But if I was Trump, the first thing they're going to get in office, all these countries did that. I pull all funding from them.
Yeah, interesting.
Wow.
Wow.
You don't need our help. That's the thing is, everybody looks at stuff. If you watch Sky News in Australia, they laugh at us all the time for this crap.
Right.
But the thing is, every country thinks that we need them. We don't need nobody.
Yeah.
Everybody needs us.
True.
I mean,
and Trump will be able to work with other countries and make great deals again if he gets in. So
Yeah, but you take a look at the world. You look at our landscape and stuff. We're the only country in the world that has like the Florida coast and all the sunshine and stuff, good weather all year.
yeah.
Nothing Alaska. We got the Siberian, like type winter and stuff. And we have every section of our land developed. We can do our own oil. We can do our own food. We can do everything.
It would be nice to get back to that too.
There's not a country on this planet can do what we can do.
That's pretty wild. Although we're definitely in decline, but if Trump gets in, he'll be able to help turn things around at least for a second.
Okay, think about this. Is last year our military budget was over $800 billion. How much that money is spent protecting the U.S. on our land? Almost none of it.
Wow.
Because we got over 1,000 military bases around the world protecting other countries.
Yeah. You know.
Pull out there and bring all that money home and let the world go to.
Let the world go to HE double toothpicks?
Yeah, that's what I'm going to say. You go to that. I don't know that and see what to do.
You know, some of this stuff we did, I don't mind, like, we're in Germany and other places. We used to be in, like, I don't know, we used to have bases, you know? And they're relatively just calm. People just went there, and there was nothing wrong with it. There's not fighting going on. It's just we're there. I'm okay with that, I think. We almost had the Afghanistan base like that, I heard. When I read about this Democrat who donated $300,000 to Trump's campaign after Trump got convicted, he said that base could have been just like the base in Germany, just peaceful, well protected, didn't have to worry about it. Afghanistan was almost actually under control. It's not like Iraq, according to this guy. And we could have stayed there, but he really hated how Biden pulled out of Afghanistan, and people died on both sides. And
there's thousands of people behind there just to die.
Yeah. What a mess.
That's
Nice.
the big black eye on us in the world.
Yeah.
Because of what we did.
Well, great call, Jeff in Louisiana. Appreciate you, man. All right.
Have a good one.
You too. Oh, you got me with it. But I'm Joel Friday, TV's guest host, so I don't overreact. Maze, my Hake's favorite caller on the Hake Report. Maze is on the Joel Friday TV from Ohio. How you doing, Maze?
Hello, James.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing fine. You was doing all of this, how do I put it? If people don't like Trump, they just don't like him. And those that like him, good for them.
Nice.
Why do you all, and if he committed crimes, he just committed them. Some of the crimes he's been running from the law. If he stopped fighting the court, maybe it would have been over. And then he could have went on and ran for president.
That's not the case with this one that they got him on, supposedly, just this last time. Because did you know that the FEC, Federal Election Commission, didn't even want to take this case to court to him? They didn't even take the case. It took a New York liberal fat black guy.
That's not how that happened.
Yes, it is.
Was in office, his DA wouldn't let them do it.
No, the FEC didn't even want to take the case.
Like he really is, James. Stop putting stuff in.
The FEC did not even want to take the case.
Mm-hmm. So why did they take it?
They didn't. The FEC didn't take the case. It was in New York. It was New York who took it.
That's right.
It was a shameless black guy.
Yeah, that's what you want to put on the black guy.
Because the black guy is not a fair-minded person. He doesn't care about what's actually convictable and what's real and all that stuff. Blacks don't care about that stuff.
And the 6 people behind
black
him,
liberals, this black liberal, Maze, this black liberal, isn't this the same black liberal who tried to charge that guy, that bodega owner who
what like... What does that got to do with Trump, Frau? Y'all go everywhere.
No, I'm just talking about the person who brought the trial to Trump. He brought the case to Trump. This very same guy went after a shop owner, bodega owner, who had to defend himself, and a would-be thief got killed in this situation because he had drawn a gun or something, and I don't know what happened. But he tried to charge the bodega owner with murder until he dropped charges because it was ridiculous. He is a Soros DA, A George Soros DA, Maze. That's not a man who cares about justice.
Why are they calling the other courts? Why they won't go on to for everything else that the courts he need to go to, like Georgia and then D.C.
Georgia's not a real case.
Why they push it down?
Georgia's not a real case.
Trying to fight the courts.
Georgia is not a real case.
So if they stop fighting the court, we don't know if it's a case.
Why shouldn't he fight it? We know that it's not a case.
It was a case against the DA. Anytime that goes to try to take it to court, it's a case to bringing the case. So y'all need to stop and fix it like this.
We don't need to do anything but stay white and live, Maze.
No, I'm going to talk love and hate. When it comes to black people, just because we don't think the way you do and see it the way you do.
Do you know who George Soros is?
Yes, I do. I get sick of hearing his name, too.
Yeah, me too.
I get sick of hearing all
those
names.
Maybe he should stop funding the liberal DAs.
Just like his lawyer for 10 years went to jail, went to prison, and he told the truth. He went to prison for the same thing that he got indicted.
He didn't tell the truth. He lied.
If he lied, that's why he went to prison. But he had evidence. The evidence speaks for itself. So when I hear you talking, it's like I understand what Trump meant when he said he loved his poor and honest.
If Joel gets demonetized, he's going to need some more airtime.
Why do they want to harm people just because they don't like what happened?
Huh?
Threatening people on the phone, sending them letters, and sending people to people's houses, just like the cop in one of those cops in D.C. Threatening, sending crazy stuff to his mother.
I don't know who you're talking about. Who's threatening whom?
These people that don't want to see January 6th trial happen, and the people that's involved in it.
How do you know that that's who's doing the threats?
Well, somebody's doing it.
Yeah, somebody's doing it. How do you know it's them?
I don't hear nobody threatening those Republicans. I always hear the threats against people that's doing, trying to enforce the law.
You only don't hear about it, Maze. Just because you don't hear about it, does that mean it's not happening?
I hear over on Fox and Newsmax.
Does that mean it's not happening if you don't hear about it, Maze?
Excuse me?
Does it mean that threats are not happening just because you don't hear about it?
Well, it's always a threat. They threatened the lady in Georgia, too. Just like they did the DA in New York. Why are they threatening them? Let those people do their job. That's what they went to school for. And that's what they're qualified for.
Threats are not news,
not
Maze.
Not qualified for some lunatic to go and try to harm them.
Maze.
What?
Threats are not news.
And you tried to say, be careful. You telling people to be careful, they got to have security because of the Looney Tunes out there. So if Trump committed crimes and he got to go to prison for it, let him. Did you think Bill Clinton was
I was in high school during Bill Clinton. I didn't pay attention to that.
You can have an opinion on it.
What?
You can have an opinion on it. Do you think he was telling a lie when he was saying about Monica Lewinsky? And then
I think wasn't it proven that he lied?
So it was proven that he lied, and so it hasn't been proven that Trump lied. So
what did Trump lie about?
Rhetoric.
What did Trump lie about?
He lied about a whole lot of stuff.
So you can't even name it.
I can name a whole lot of stuff. It's just like
name one thing that he lied about.
When you say he was a businessman, when you heard him say that he asked China to help the farmers so he can make him look good.
What?
And he said he was going to build a wall. He ain't built no wall.
Yeah, he did.
A lot of stuff he said.
Now you're lying. You're lying, Maze. He built a wall.
All the stuff around him.
Yeah, he built a wall, Maze.
Yeah, right.
Yes, he did.
He did what part of it?
He built hundreds of miles of wall.
Mexico was going to help pay for it? Did Mexico help pay for anything?
I think so.
Oh, you think so? I'm asking, do you know what you think? We don't want you to think.
I think.
Okay. Well, stop thinking and find out and let me know.
I don't care about that.
You know, that's what I'm trying to say. You don't care about that, but you want to think that.
Because he's going to get back in if he gets back in, and Mexico's going to pay for it through remittances.
He's not getting back in.
I don't care if Mexico pays for it or not. It was, to me, I liked that. I liked him saying it, and I know that he fully intended on having them pay for it. Oh, Scheinbaum gonna pay. Oh, what's her name? What's her first name? I forget her first name. Claudia Scheinbaum. She's gonna pay. She can't be tight-fisted. I know there's a lot of tight-fisted people in her culture, but she can't be too tight-fisted. But he built wall, and you're pretending like he didn't build a wall, and then you jump to, Mexico's gonna pay for it because you got caught. You got caught in a lie that he didn't pay for the wall when he did pay for the wall. I mean, he did build the wall.
And his friend helped steal some money for the wall, or what's his name? That stole some money. He still be in prison too. He got a whole lot of crooks around him. And you talking about ethics and all of this stuff? They don't have none.
You don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, yes, I do.
No, you don't.
So when I say, I'm asking you this question.
Yeah.
Why do you think Caucasians need to think for black people and they can't think for themselves? Excuse Big Bob and a whole lot more that think like that y'all that say things to make you happy. Why do you think that that we got to please you and think like you.
You don't have to please me nor think like me. I would encourage you to think more fairly, but I know that it's impossible when you're angry and brainwashed and possessed. I understand that.
Why do we have to hate people because y'all hate them?
You don't have to. You already hate all people without me telling you to hate them.
You said Farrakhan, you said Al Sharpton, you said
what? I don't hate them.
A whole lot of people. We like who we like, and you like who you like. But then again, with
but you like liars. We like truth tellers.
No, not like you think you like people that I think.
No. Like Trump tells the truth.
You're right.
Farrakhan tells a little bit of facts mixed with a whole lot of lies. And Al Sharpton tells a whole lot of lies.
And a whole lot of them tell a whole lot of Pepper Cannon and all the rest of them tell a whole lot of lies.
So why do you like liars? You like liars?
Excuse me?
You like liars?
Well, the people you think tell lies might not be the same people that I'm looking at, and they're not lying.
Oh, no, they're lying.
Because if you listen, and the Big Bump was talking about the people...
You think Big Bump is a part of the problem.
He was talking about light-skinned people. He need to start way back when they start integrating with each other. Like Stone Thurmond and a whole lot of people like that, Sally Hemings and all those people. It's nothing new. So I don't know what his points was supposed to be.
What are you talking about? Big Bump was talking about light-skinned blacks are more radical. We all see it. We all know about it. So I don't know what point you're trying to bring about Strom Thurmond and Sally Hemings, whoever those people are.
They had light-skinned black people.
So what?
So you trying to say they're radical?
Not necessarily. I know that. Who's that guy who founded the NAACP? And he quit America. He quit America. W.E.B. Du Bois. That guy, Du Bois. W.E.B. Du Bois. He was a phony, light-skinned, radical, communist, atheist, America hater.
Mm-hmm, you're right.
Yep. No, that's right. I am right.
And you want people to hate those people because you don't like them.
Well, I'm not telling you to hate them. I'm just telling you that he's a liar and a phony radical.
Because
he hated black people.
That's Big Bump and all of those.
Did you know that Du Bois hated black people?
So?
You didn't know that?
He hate black people, so a whole lot of people hate black people. And
including you.
All Caucasian people.
You hate black people too.
You don't tell me who I hate.
Yeah, you do. You hate Big Bump.
I hate the things that they do.
That's hate. That's hating the person. No, there's no difference. There's no difference.
When it comes to your President Trump, he committed a crime and get over because he said
I forgot that Joel Friday's show is only.
Y'all something that y'all gonna be in shot for.
Joel Friday's show is only an hour, so I can't spend a lot of time with you.
You're gonna waste time with somebody else, and you have a good one.
All right, okay? You too. All right, bye. What a mess. Rick in Hampton, Virginia is on the line. This is not the Hake Report. We're not supposed to treat it like the Hake Report.
James, what is going on, my man?
Hey, how you doing?
Man, I'm fine, and you?
I'm fine.
Wow, man. Just want to comment on, Mays and all these, and you're right, Du Bois, a lot of people are trying to compare him with Booker T. Washington.
Booker T. Washington seemed to be an upstanding man. Say again?
Yep. I said he would run circles around Du Bois. Anyway.
Yeah, true.
Because he tried to build a man up. He tried to do that. And even Du Bois had a disagreement. And it's a strange thing, too, a good thing. Your biracial blacks, they tend to be the most radical.
Yeah.
And that's the truth. And it's like they tend to be the most radical. Your biracial people. Yeah. They tend to, such as, I ain't gonna call them names.
Because when you are shallow, you're identifying with the false things. You're identifying with appearances. You're easily swayed by radicalism. And so that's all the greater temptation to be conflicted and to compensate. And it's a mess.
Yeah, it just kills me. Like if you get Mays, they're trying. I always say if you can't even disagree with blacks and you racist. I'm like, come on, man.
Yeah.
That's crazy. And these DAs and you can clearly see. You see all your liberals celebrate, Ain't nobody above the law.
I
said,
know,
those things,
such
look,
a phony phrase.
I don't care what Trump did before he became president. And the funny thing about it, a lot of us did the same thing he did.
Yep.
But,
Or you would
I
if you could. There's a whole lot of
Right.
these phony self-righteous Christians who are like, oh, he's rich and narcissistic and slept around.
You know,
Which if you were rich and powerful and were raised the way Trump was raised, you would have been sleeping around too. You're not a person to judge.
That's just it. When you're a high value man,
Yep.
women tend to attract you. I mean, you're a high value man. That's why they say women are desired more in their youth,
Yep.
and men are desired more as they get older. And there's a reason for that. That's you see women 60 years old thinking they can still get a man. Most times, most men gonna go younger.
Right.
I don't care if a man is like I'm 55, and if I decide
Doxed.
if my wife passed and I decide to remarry, my wife would be about 10 years younger than me.
Right. Yep.
I mean, and
that's why you should want religion, so that religion will contain the man to be faithful, to his wife.
That's right. And a lot of times we can control it, man, but the thing about it, we just don't choose to.
Yeah.
And that's why women control the access to sex. They do. They control it. Men control relationships.
Yeah.
And that's just a fact.
Although I
think
think that the men should control themselves so that they aren't controlled by the women over the S word.
You're right.
Yeah.
You're right, James. Most times men don't have no self-control when it comes to the sex part.
Yeah.
It's just that. But if we were exercised, like I was in the Navy, when we go out for 6 or 7 months, I would have to control myself.
Yeah. Indeed.
And it just takes some self.
Were you married at that point?
Yes, I was.
Yeah. So you didn't sleep around.
I was married.
Yep.
No.
Yeah.
I had to control myself till I got home.
Nice.
And see, that's why I believe that most time I think women's sex urges get high as they get older and lower when they're younger, because that's when most men leave the home to go make income. So God sort of calm down their sexual drive so they can wait for their husband.
Wow, I didn't know that.
That's what I believe, yeah. Because from what I hear, most women say a woman's sexual drive gets higher as she gets older, but when she's younger, it's there, but it's not like when they get older.
Yeah, that's for sure.
And
I guess.
I believe that's for God to try and keep the woman faithful while her husband go work and earn a living.
Interesting.
That's just me speculating.
I didn't know that. I don't know. Interesting.
Now,
You might
this is what
be.
I hear from most women. Most women, they try and be young, and
Maybe it's
women.
partly the desperation, because when their emotions are kind of awakened, they start to get, they kind of take it for granted when they're young that they are appealing, they can get it whenever, and then
but it don't
and
work
then
that
when
way.
it's starting to go away, then they're like, oh no. So
I think especially most black women, they tend to have a standard so high that they can't meet themselves.
Yeah.
And they can't meet nobody because their standard is so high that they can't meet. And then when the water hits them in the face, then they realize, hey, I probably need to lower my standards. And time they lowering their standards, it gets harder for them, because now they're competing with the younger women their age, and it gets harder.
I would encourage the ladies, young and old, not to get in their heads about that stuff. As Jesus said, do not worry. Life is more than those things. Life is more than relationships. In fact, relationships take away from life oftentimes, because you get into it in the wrong way.
Right.
You're like, you make a god out of each other. You make a god out of each other, or you you use each other to serve yourself, to serve this evil, selfish nature in you, and that's evil. And you end up messed up.
Scriptures, Paul says that too. Paul says when those that get married, they look to please their wives,
right,
or husband,
rather than
those
God.
That are by themselves look to please God.
Yeah.
And God warns you of that. And most time we go get these traumatized people, and the the traumatized person is looking for this person to meet a need that he can't meet, and he's looking for the same thing from her and she can't meet, and they get to hate each other and bashing at each other.
Yeah.
And it's all due because they haven't solved the anger and trauma in their lives.
Nice. So true. It's good hearing from you, Rick in Hampton, Virginia, man.
Good for you that my brother James going to be in contact, man. I like the stations, man. I was glad y'all showed Sean, man. Actually, Sean likes air conditioner work. That's what I do for a living as well. I'm a heat and air conditioner technician by trade.
Right on, man. Doxed.
Yep, I work for the military.
Cool, man. Well, take care, Rick, and be careful out there.
You too. Yes,
and don't give too much personal information, because people are evil.
Yes.
All right, Rick.
You ain't never lying. Okay, love y'all. Be blessed.
You as well. Before I get back to calls, I want to get to the Joel Friday TV's super chats. There were a bunch that did come in. Let me see if I have the full record of them. Bum, 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 bum. Okay. I did take screenshots as they were coming in. Over on YouTube, Carver531 says, advice, call her mildly attractive more often. Nice. Is it for real, Carver? He jokes around so much, I don't know if he's joking or not. I feel like that might be nice advice. Maybe not. Because you don't want to feed her ego too much, you know. Feed that green-eyed monster. Kale donated some Canadian bucks doxed, saying, Hake, what the? Tell us about how we can sin and be vulnerable with women. Grinning face, smiling, laughing emoji. Not a victim says, talk about women being woke and then going broke. Broken heart emoji. Thank you, not a victim. And it says 5 there. Maybe been supported for, I don't know what that is. Thank you, not a victim. It wasn't $5, it was $2, but it says 5 on the other side. And not bucks, but something. Balloon, 5, stoplight. Or something. Thank you, guys. Were there any super chats that I missed? For some reason, I can't see. The Key bought some donuts. Oh, such and such band person from Little Rock, Arkansas, bought a donut. Where the heck is Joel? Happy false pride in false identity month, James. He doesn't say that. 4 laughing face emojis with tears coming out. Technically a Baja man or Baja man. I could call in and you and I have a reunion. By the way, 34 is a magic number. Also, I don't believe in magic. I'm a Christian. Also, I'm going to send a super chat with my favorite callers in order since Gregatron did, as if I didn't do the same thing last year. Don't you miss me, James? 4 laughing face emojis with tears coming out. Interesting. And the Keys donut, I don't know if that was already read. But I think I'm going to read it anyway. The best illustration of this truth, to obey is better, is found in Matthew 25, the parable of the 10 virgins. All virgins were dressed in white, but only those with oil in their lamp. Give me oil in my lamp, keep it burning, 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 keep it burning till the break of day. That's because you're supposed to keep watch. Watch and pray, Jesus said. Pray and watch. JLP said. Only those with oil in their lamp received the bridegroom. Nice. Thank you, The Key, for your donuts. That was actually a continuation of from prior donuts. That's cool. I don't know if Joel Friday read those already. Did you read those, Joel? Not sure. I want to get to at least one more call here before we end. We'll try to do it as fast as we can. Terry in Oregon on the line. What's up, Terry? Thanks for calling and holding.
Hi. Yeah, I wanted to ask for, relationship advice.
Okay. Yeah, you've called Joel Friday TV, guest hosted by Hake. I can give you relationship advice.
Okay, so I've been getting into it with people at church about Trump, and I'm not starting it. I'm not really saying anything. I don't know if I'm handling it well, but it is getting to me a little bit.
Okay. I suggest in those situations, probably you just want to be quiet.
I
'Cause you
mean, I
don't-
do, but I also try to change the subject or like tell people I don't really want to talk about it. And
Oh,
they
okay.
just keep going or they get like really crazy at me.
And these are
Yeah.
anti-Trump people?
Yep.
Wow.
In
Well,
the Lord's house, James.
hey, I mean, it's America. It's a free country, you know. I suggest don't even say you don't want to talk about it, maybe. Okay, but let's say it's getting to you. Forget about that because, I don't know, let the Spirit lead you how to respond. Because it might be for you to tell them what's what. But maybe you don't want to, maybe you do. How about right now it's getting to you? The best thing always is to watch what's going on inside of you. No matter what they're doing, how wrong they may be, it's just have that spirit of the plank in your eye before removing the speck in your Christian brother or sister or Christian sister's eye, you know? Because they may be wrong about Trump, but if it's getting to you, you're wrong, you know?
Well, I mean, it's a little bit of a minefield. I don't know. Like, it's getting to me. It just gets to me because it's stressful to have to navigate, you know, maintaining.
Do you even have to? Do you even have to be going to this church?
I don't have to go. I mean, I'm very attached to my church. I do a lot of work in it, you know, volunteering, and overall, most of the people are great. It's just this sometimes comes up with certain people.
Oh, okay.
Or I don't know if it's going to come up. And it's, you know, I live in a liberal area, so most people are kind of...
Right. Yeah.
They vote that way, and it's understandable, but...
Trump is not feeling, he's okay with going to jail and all that stuff. And there's people attacking him constantly. It's not like they're attacking you. Even if they were attacking you, you would want it to be like water falling off a duck's back. Just irrelevant. It's just talk. This is part of the reason that I think it's best ladies not be into this stuff, politics stuff, because
I'm not.
Men are not even supposed to be into it to where they get mad.
I'm not into it. That's the whole thing. They want me to be into it, and I'm not into it, or I don't want to gossip about, you know, the sordid details of some sort of, you know, whatever tryst he had 20 plus years ago. I don't want to talk about that. And then it's like,
why don't you just do you say, I don't want to gossip? Like, that's gossip? I don't want to talk?
I did. I said, I don't really want to talk about, I'm not comfortable talking about that.
But you should call them out for gossiping, because they're gossiping. That's, you know what I mean? That's not Christian. You know how those old school, like, I feel like when I say it isn't Christian, I'm not just saying, I'm not just using an underhanded statement about non-Christian people. I'm talking about it's Christian not to gossip or talk about somebody behind their back, or just to slander and smear a person and hate a person, no matter even if it's the president.
Yeah.
And so you might be right to call them out rather than be like, I'm not comfortable talking about that. You say, you guys are gossiping. I'm not going to participate with it. Don't talk to me. Anyway, I got to run because I have to end on time for the American Anchor Baby. But definitely, watch those demons in you, because those are demons in you bothering you about this stuff. Just no matter, the world is supposed to be evil. But take heart, Terry in Oregon.
All right.
Appreciate you.
Thank you for your insight.
Yeah. All right. Take care.
Bye.
Bye. This has been Joel Friday TV. Jaime in Minnesota, Cecil in Texas, and maybe the key, I don't know if I gypped you on your donuts. Hey, don't say gypped. Because I didn't know that was for gypsies. But shout out to the gypsies. Catch American Anchor Baby next. Again, follow allmylinks.com/JoelFridayTV. Off air, you can do buymeacoffee.com/JoelFridayTV. And even when he's not on air, you can buy him a coffee. And then the next day, he'll read the super chats, maybe. All right, guys. American Anchor Baby up next. Peace in the Middle East, or at least in your hearts. Those of you who truly seek God. Bye.